my channel. My name is Juana and I am the crafty Puerto Rican. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be working on embroidery and I'm going to show you how to embroider a design around the neck of a shirt. I'm going to be using my Brother SE1900. It's a single needle flatbed embroidery machine, but you can apply the steps to a multi-needle embroidery machine, all right? So guys, let's get started. So we are here on Embrilliance and I'm going to show you how I created this design. It's a very simple thing to do. So this is the one that I already made and I'm going to redo it again. I'm going to probably change the font a little bit different to show you that you can use a different font. It doesn't have to be this one. So I'm going to embroider this design on the neckline of a t-shirt. That's why it shows a thin font to make it look more delicate. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. Let's delete this because I don't need it anymore. After this, I'm going to go up and I'm going to click the font icon. You're going to notice that 3 letters appear. I'm going to move to the right panel. On the right panel, we have 3 options and I'm going to choose the circle, which is a third option. Once I choose the third option, I'm going to go down to this space and I'm going to type what I want to design. In this case, it's going to be Blessed Mom. And then after I do that, you're going to notice that it's going to appear the text in there facing down like a frown. I want it facing up like a smile. I'm going to click this little box in here and it's going to switch it. Once I do this, these letters are kind of like too close together. So I'm going to go to the right side of the panel and I'm going to separate the letters just a little bit. That looks about right. I did measure the length of the design and I decided to make it around 6 inches in length. And then if I don't like it, then I can adjust it at any time. So the next thing after this is choosing the font. And like I mentioned before, I decided to pick a little bit different of a font so that you can see your options. And I chose this one right here. I chose the 1 inch in height. So now, of course, you notice that the letters are separated. So all I have to do now is just to move the letters a little bit more closer to each other. And in order to do this, I use my keyboard, the arrow key, to move it right and left. Why? Because it allows me to keep the letters at the same height and it's easier to match to the other one. In other words, if you use it manually, you might take it off out of place too much and then you have to like going up and down and all that. So I rather just to move the letters right or left. And that makes it easier for me. You know what I mean, right? Just use your arrow key. It makes it easier, people. Yeah. So this is looking real nice. Oops. In order to move the letters, you have to click the top green square that you see that I'm using. So that's it, people. It's very easy to do. So I am liking the way it looks. Let me tweak a little bit, couple of letters like the E is a little bit too separated. So I'm gonna move it to the left a little bit, same as the S. Okay, so I think the way I'm seeing it, I might curve it a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna curve it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to select the whole text. Oops, here we go. And I'm gonna go to the right panel again. And I'm gonna curve that a little bit more. I'm moving this to the left to make it more curved. And of course, if you notice, the letters separated again, of course. So now I had to go through the whole process of moving the letters all over again. Yep. But I think this is gonna make it look a little bit better, because remember, this is going to be going around the neck of the shirt, and you want to make sure that once you finish doing this design and you're going to embroider it, it's gonna like curve the neckline. All right. So what I'm doing right now is just moving the letters. And the way that I can see right now is looking better, at least the way that I want it. And you know, guys, you know that if when you're finished doing this and you don't like the curve, you can always you know, change it. All right. And it's easy to do. I mean, you're gonna print this out and you're gonna cut the template and just put it around the neck of the shirt, and you can just switch it around. You know, if you don't like the way it look, go back to Embroidery and just fix it. All right. So I grouped it together. I go to the left on when it said edit, and I grouped it. And yeah, so the next thing that I'm gonna be doing right now is choosing the right hoop, because if you notice the hoop is smaller than what I want. I'm going to switch from DST, which is for my multi-needle embroidery machine, to PES type, all right? So in order to do that, I'm gonna click here, choose PES, because I'm going to be using my Brother SE1900 embroidery machine. It's a single needle. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm looking for the 5x7 hoop. Once I look for that, I clicked it and hit apply. I'm gonna turn the hoop around, and it's a perfect fit right there, okay? Yes. Now, the next step that I'm gonna be doing is I'm going to choose the color of the font. So I'm gonna click color, click the black color, and then choose a pink color. I am going to be using Madeira thread. That's my default. I do use broad thread also, but I do prefer the quality of the Madeira thread, so I use it as my default thread. So the next step is to look for the butterflies that I was using. I'm going to click here, right here, and I'm going to choose this butterfly. It's gonna come out huge, and this is meant for a applique design, but we are not gonna do it on applique. We're gonna just do a regular stitch out, right? I'm gonna make it very, very small, a little bit smaller, okay, to make it fit in there. And I'm gonna place it on the end of the letters, like on the B. I'm gonna choose to place it also on the D and the M. I'm gonna click the design, right click, and I'm gonna copy, and then I'm gonna click again, paste. That will give me a copy of the exact size, and that way I don't have to figure out if they're gonna match the sizes or not. All right, I'm gonna, whoop, that didn't work, so I'm gonna click again, copy, and click paste and do an extra one. All right, I'm gonna place this one in here. I can tell already that it's a little bit too big. I might have to change the sizing. So definitely this butterfly is a little bit too big for what I wanted. Yeah, it's not fitting in there. So I think I'm gonna scratch the whole thing, delete all the butterfly, and start all over again, because people is not fitting in there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go and start all over again. I'm gonna delete everything. Oops, look at the one appeared. Anyway, I'm gonna delete the whole thing and start all over again. And this time I'm gonna make sure that I get the correct size. So I'm gonna copy and paste, copy and paste. And I should have my 3 butterflies right there. Oh, much better. This is a much better size, definitely. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna make it bigger so you can see how cute it looks. Let me just turn it around. I like it like that better. Let me center it in. And that looks pretty nice. Next, I'm gonna do the next one. This one is easy. And yeah, I like it. So the next thing for me to do now is to change the colors on the butterfly. And I'm gonna choose this yellow. And if you notice, there are 3 color threads in there because originally these butterflies were designed to be an applique. But again, we are gonna just use it as a regular stitch out. So I am choosing a yellow color for the butterflies. And that will make it only a 2-step, you'll see. And that's gonna apply to all 3 butterflies, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead, gonna click the first one, and I'm gonna use this yellow shade, and I'm gonna do the same thing for all the next 3. I'm gonna click the palette because it's already in there. I don't have to search for the color every time, and I'll just pick the that yellow color for all of them. And when you choose that palette, you know, you don't have to again search for the colors for every butterfly because it's already on the palette. All right. So that's what I'm doing right now. And from 4 colors, it's gonna come down to 2 colors, which is perfect. All right. So I have one more to do, and that's it. I'm just doing the same thing. So that's it. I have all 3 butterflies. So now I have to select the whole thing and go to the left on the top and click edit and group the whole thing. So now it's one piece, all right? On the right side, you're gonna see all the colors that is going to be used on this design. It's only 2 colors, pink and yellow. So the next step is to save the design. If you're new to Embroider, I'm going to show you how to do it. All you have to do is go to the top part on the left side and pick Save as Stitch and Working. That's very important, okay, because that will allow you to edit it if you need to do any editing to the design later on. Make sure that on the bottom you pick your type. I pick PES. And then on the top part, I'm gonna write a title for my design, all right? So then I'm gonna save it. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for the DST type. I need to change the hoop to DST and the design to DST. I'm picking up my hoop. I'm gonna pick the Ricoma size because later on, in actuality, I'm gonna be using my mighty hoop, but I'm gonna pick the Ricoma, which is a 7.5 hoop in width, and I believe it's 5 in height. But in actuality, later on, I'm gonna use a 8x8 mighty hoop. So that's all I had to do. I'm gonna pick it, and then I'm going to save it. Same thing I did with the PES file. And then I'm gonna click off the rotate. I'm gonna click OK and apply. And so I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the PES file. I'm going to select this, and once I am selected, I'm gonna go to the top left, and I'm going to click Save as Stitch and Working, and then once I'm there, I'm gonna choose the DST type, and it takes me right there, and you see that it's already on DST, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the same title and save it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to print out the design and the color sequence. The printout of the design, I'm going to cut it around and use it as a template, and I will place it on the neck, and that way I will be able to center the design and have a perfect hooping, all right? Okay, guys, we're back here on the table, and I have already hooped the shirt, And I decided to hoop it with the floating method. You know, you can hoop two different ways. You can either hoop it the regular way, the original way, and then you can also float it. Floating means that you're gonna hoop the stabilizer, in this case it's cutaway stabilizer. Then you're gonna spray the stabilizer with temporary adhesive spray, and then you stick the garment open on top of the stabilizer. I have a couple of videos explaining this method. It's very easy to do, especially when you're doing items like this, because you know you don't have to go through the whole hooping method. I have a video that explains how to do this method, and you can go back and check it out. Okay. I use my template. I always use my template to mark the stabilizer so that I can get the item centered. I just mark it with a dot in each corner, and I use my template, okay, which was print out with the center from the printout, and I use that to match the dot. All right, that way I know this is gonna be centered and it's gonna be good to go on the machine. I also, even though I used the spray, I use straight pins to secure it. This spread is pretty good, but I always use extra precaution because I don't want the fabric to move and I don't want to lose registration. Okay, so I already placed the shirt on the machine, and I already have my color sets. That's only 2 colors. You see the design is already in here. When it came in, it came out facing this way, but I did the rotation of 90 degrees to place it this way. I'm sure that if you have the machine, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's very easy to do. Again, if you don't, it's your first time watching how this machine works, there are a lot of tutorials on my channel that explain you exactly how to do the rotation and how to do the basics of the machine. All right. For the purpose of this video is only to show you how to do the curve design on the neck of the shirt. All right. So we're gonna start already. I don't need this anymore because it's already centered. And so all we have to do now is to start embroidering the shirt. All right. And I also made sure that I had enough bobbin. I put a new bobbin thread on the bobbin, all right? Just so that I don't have to stop in the middle of the job. All right, so let's start. Let me stop here because I don't want this thread to be in the way. I hate when that happens because it can embroider on top of the design, and I don't want that to happen. So let me just snip it. Get out of the way. All right, so let's continue. this is the end of the pink color. So now I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the bright yellow or yellow color. Okay. Okay, so now I'm using yellow color. So let's start. Let me cut this thread. Okay, so people, this is done. I'm gonna push OK. Get this up from here, and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna be looking. Okay, I'm gonna take you around the table, right? Okay, so I took the pins off already, and I'm just gonna take off the shirt from here, from the hook. Okay, take it from the hook. Okay. I'm gonna cut away this. The back is nice and clean. I love my Brother SE1900. It's an amazing embroidery machine. That machine is already 2 years old. I would say a little bit over 2, maybe around 2 years old. And it's an amazing machine. Have never given me any issues. Knock on wood. Okay, so this is the result. You see, I love it. I love the colors that I chose for this gray shirt. If you notice, nice and clean. Look at this. I'm going to try to get the name of this font and link it below. It's a nice font. I love it. And the butterflies came out nice. They came out cute, the way I wanted it. I can clean here a little bit more. It's a little thread in there. Okay, jump stitch. Let me see if I can snip it without, there you go, it came out, without breaking the shirt. If you notice, the B came a little bit higher in here, and because of that, this came out a little bit lower. It's still curved, and I did place the printout in place. I don't know what happened because I had it right like this, like the M touching here and the B touching here. That's the way I had it. For some reason, when I was centering in the machine, I messed up the center somehow, because that's what happened when it's not completely centered with these notches that I had here. You see this a little crisscross that came in the printout. With the hoop, it came off a little bit, but it's beautiful. I had no complaints. Next time I know to make sure that when I am dealing with centering my hoop, the center, I make sure that it's gonna match this notch in here with the notch in here to be more centered. And I think that's what happened. So it just came off a little bit, not a big deal. See you in a little bit, people. So guys, this is the final result of the embroidery. I really love the result. It came out real nice. At the end of the embroidery in here, it came out a little bit more separated from the corner. Like I could have done it like more curvy in here, but it's just by a little bit. It's not much of a difference, but I love the design. I love the way it came out. So I hope you guys enjoy the process. If you have any questions, you can ask me below on the description box, okay? I want to invite you to join my channel. If you're new, consider subscribing to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you can get notification of all my future videos. So guys, I think this is everything for now. I will see you soon. I will see you later. Bye bye. Hasta luego.